In the fitness industry, the martial arts industry, the personal motivational trainer industry, it's really, really common to have people urging you to go, 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 get up in the morning, go, follow your dreams, do it, do it, do it. And that's totally valid. And most people, quite honestly, need a kick in the ass to get them going. It's quite difficult for people to generate momentum, right? Inertia is a terrible thing. They spent all yesterday sitting on the couch, smoking dope, watching Netflix, and inertia would say that they're going to do the same thing today and they're going to do the same thing tomorrow. And to get your ass in gear and to get out there and to actually train and to do things that are unpleasant in the short term to get the long-term benefits, that's really difficult. So there's this entire advice industrial complex out there telling people and forcing people to go and do stuff, just go and train, just do it, right? That's summed up by the Nike slogan there. They're trying to suffocate the excuses. Oh, I didn't have a great night's sleep last night, so, maybe I better not train today. And sit on the couch, watch Netflix, and smoke dope. I did 3 workouts last week, and, my mother-in-law's coming tomorrow, so, I'm not going to go for that run today because I better clean up. And, guess what? They end up sitting on the couch, smoking dope, and watching Netflix. So there needs to be a whole lot of push. Push, push, push. And eventually you become your own coach. If you do this long enough, you start hearing the voice inside your head yelling at you. It's the internal drill sergeant. And it's super useful to have that internal drill sergeant yelling at you to get off your ass and to get out there and do your cardio. To get off your ass, go out there and go to class and train and spar. Same thing applies for work, right? How many people are stuck in shitty, dead-end jobs that they're never ever going to graduate from, that they're never ever going to improve because they're not doing the personal improvement. They're not out there taking the courses that are going to allow them to go to the next level. They're not out there putting in the extra hours to distinguish them from the rest of the pack. All this being said, once in a while, you also need to dial it back. And here I go to a story that happened years ago. So at the time, I was a firefighter, full-time job. Grapple arts, full-time job. I had 1 or 2 small kids at home, and I had a sparring session scheduled if you're Canadian, with a couple of MMA fighters, Bill Mahood and Dennis Kang. So I was going to meet them. It was, I think, a Sunday morning, and I was going to go down there and spar with them. And I had a terrible night's sleep, and I woke up in the morning and I had this premonition of like, I really, really don't feel good today. But the drill sergeant started yelling at me, my own internal drill sergeant. Get out there, train, 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 train. I remember driving down, I think it was in the Gold Lion Muay Thai gym in the basement there, and I'm just feeling like crap. I'm just not feeling it that day. Go, 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 go. All right. So I go and I'm getting changed and I'm like, do I really want to do this? The answer was no, but go, 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 go. So we got out there and started sparring, and we were doing a round robin, right? I'd fight one guy, I'd fight the next guy, then I'd sit out a round, and those 2 guys would fight each other and go around. I was doing all right. It wasn't great, but it wasn't terrible. And then finally, I end up taking, we're taking shots, and we're doing takedowns, and we're doing submissions and stuff. And finally, I'm going up against Bill Mahood, and I fake high, go low, and I take him down. And on the process, as I'm going down, I slam my nose into his knee. I finish him off by slamming my nose into his knee. And there's blood all over the place. And I'm like, damn it. I knew I shouldn't have trained today. I'm injured. But it's not that bad an injury, really. In the grand scheme of things, if you're fighting MMA, if you're training MMA, you're going to get bloody noses. So I go to the bathroom, I try and quench the flow of blood, and then I got to take a pee. So I go and take a pee, and the bowl of the toilet fills up with red. Not only had I broken my nose, I'd also done some damage to my kidneys that day. And I'm just peeing blood. And I'm like, okay, guys, I'm done. Going home. I'm drinking lots and lots of water. And I'm hoping this goes away. I probably should have gone and seen a doctor. I didn't. But so there I am, peeing blood. What's the take-home lesson there? I think that day, my spider sense was telling me, look, Kesting, you shouldn't train today. You should just take a day off. And ever since that point, I'm a little bit more conscious of days when I'm really feeling like rat shit that I don't actually train, that I take the day off. Of course it can go too far the other way. Oh, I'm feeling like absolute rat shit, not going to train. Well, I'm still not feeling very good, still not going to train. you know, I'm a little bit tired today and I got other things to do. I'm not going to train. And before you know it, it's a habit. So you got to be super careful with not training and finding excuses not to train. That being said, if you're training all the time, sometimes it's important to just take the day off. Lots of MMA coaches, lots of athletic coaches have to do this for their fighters, for their competitors. Because their competitors are always training. And then when the coach isn't around, they go and train some more. And the coach can see that the guy's totally overtrained. The coach can see that his competitor, that his athlete, that his fighter isn't himself that day. And the athlete might not be able to see it. So it's sometimes the coach's job to say, hey, whoa, today you're doing yoga and massage and maybe cryo and that's it. You're not doing anything else. If you don't have somebody who's really attuned to you and your body and your performance, you have to do that for yourself. So I've got a little rule now. Here's the rule. If I don't feel like training, and I was scheduled to train, then I put on my equipment. If I'm going to go do a weight workout, I put on my shorts, my t-shirt, my running shoes. If I'm going to do cardio, I put on my tights or my shorts and my shirt. If I'm going to do jiu-jitsu, I put on my gi. If I'm going to do submission grappling, I put on my rash guard. If I go through all that process, and at the end of that, I still don't feel like training. If I'm like, I've gone through all this, and I still don't feel it, then I bail. Then I pull the chute, and I'm out of there. This only happens 2, maybe 3 times a year, but that act of putting on your training gear, putting on your clothing, going to class, most of the time, by the time you get there, I think I'm just gonna train, and then before you know it, you're feeling better. So I'm not the only person who does this. I forget where I got this from, but if you just put on your gear, most of the time, this jump starts you to go and complete the rest of the workout. But if you do put on your gear, if you go through all that process and you drive for the gym, or you drive for the club, or in my case, I drive for the mountain, I'm going to go climb that mountain again. And I'm like, the last thing in the world I want to do today is train. Then a couple times a year, I give myself a hall pass to bail out of it. Because I've learned from experience that if I go and train MMA on a day when every 5 seconds my spider sense is tingling and going, don't train, and I go and train, then I end up peeing blood. If I go to the gym, or I go and do cardio, or I go and push myself physically on a day when my spider sense is saying, don't train, even after I get my gear on, then I'm probably going to get sick, I'm probably going to get injured, and that'll mean I take more time off from training in total. So sometimes you got to go slow to go fast. Most of the time, you need to go fast to go fast. You need to push yourself, because pushing yourself is a difficult thing. Pushing yourself isn't necessarily intuitive. We are designed to conserve energy. We're not designed to push. In part, because in the distant past, food wasn't a given. We have as much food as we need, right? We're gonna be safe. We don't have that saber-toothed tiger chasing us to force us to get exercise. So this tendency to just sit and relax is a bad tendency. Most of the time we need to push, but sometimes we need to pay attention and back off. Go fast to go fast, but sometimes do the exact opposite. Go slow to go fast.